Hi everyone, it's Rabbi Dr. Jack Cohen. I have to share an amazing personal story that took place this past Friday night, Shabbat night. I was unfortunately called to a medical emergency with my elderly mother who needed to be admitted to the hospital before Shabbat, and I had a major dilemma on my hands. I had to leave my family and my children and grandchildren to be able to take care of my mom. And so there I was in an inner urban city hospital, NYU hospital, and we're in the emergency room. We're getting triaged and we're being admitted. And I'm like wondering what's going on. Hours have gone by, and off to one corner is a cadre of NYPD officers trying to force a drug addict to take his methadone, or else he's going to end up dying. In another corner is a drunk woman screaming at the top of her lungs that's being held back down by the orderlies. And I'm wondering to myself, is this real? Am I imagining this? And I'm looking at the ceiling of the emergency room when suddenly I spy next to me an individual wearing an overall that says NYU maintenance on it, a black man, a nice man. He looks at me, and have you ever watched one of these movies like in the old days where an angel comes down to talk to the character? He looks at me, he says, "Sir, I know what you're thinking. You're wondering, what the heck am I doing here?" And he looks at me and he hits me with the $5 million comment. Listen to what he tells me, ladies and gentlemen. He tells me, "Sir, you're here because that's your duty. God wants you to be here because that's your duty." And suddenly it all became so clear. I'm there because it's my mother, and I have to make sure to take care of her. Yes, we'd like to be in better locations. Certainly on a Shabbat night, I don't want to be in an emergency room hospital in the middle of a ghetto-ish area. But that's where God wants me. I had the fortunate privilege to have two rabbis, two outstanding rabbis who affected the Jewish world in a major way. I'll never forget Rav Shalom Arush wrote the Garden of Emunah, who I spent 10 years with in Uman, would tell us the same thing. Kacha Hashem rotzeh v'hakol letovah. This is the way God wants it, and it's all for the best. Where you are right now is the best place you're supposed to be. And since I was 12 years old, I was fortunate to be one of the students of the great Rabbi Avigdor Miller, who influenced the world in a great way. And he always taught us, and this is something I teach all singles and married couples, every event that takes place in your life, the highs, the lows, the disappointments, the happiness, and the failures are to test you, to see how will you react to all these events. And the results of how you react, that's your grade in this world and for the next world. So we have to always remember that whatever happens in our lives, through the lenses of Emunah, we have to understand it's all for the best. And I'm deeply grateful for that man, that maintenance worker, who literally set me straight. Have a wonderful week.